Hey y'all, Grown Black Folks Talk. Back out on the climb, and we're going to see how long this wind is going to let us be great. But I'm on doing an experience that's a little bit different today. I'm out searching for a bank branch of my bank that's open, and I ended up on the climb at beautiful Alta Vista Park. I'm just going to turn this around real quick so y'all can see what I see from here. San Francisco Bay is about, if I was going to walk down there, that's still another 2 blocks or so, but that's the kind of view you get from the bottom of Alta Vista Park. And I've been up climbing through the park and getting photographs, doing what I do. But I'm up here, and since I'm in a different place today, I want to talk about a little bit of a different experience. Now, I know my analytics for this channel, and I know that a lot of black women are here who follow me who are just like, blue collar men? We've already talked about the bus driver and everything else. I had dinner with a blue collar man on Thursday. Girl, why did you even take that date? As it turns out, my father is a blue collar genius, man. Well read, well established. My grandfather, well read. So much so that I was able to sit with this gentleman and we talked about the Encyclopedia Britannica that I own, that my grandfather bought from my mother, and about how older encyclopedias actually have better encyclopedias and talk very plainly about what has happened to people in the world that at that time all these people felt they had control over. And today, in today's encyclopedias, they gloss over it. So y'all imagine, I found a blue collar man who actually talks my language. And the thing that I want to highlight about him was well read, master of his craft. We could sit up and talk about the different things that he was doing. Very different interests than mine, but absolutely a master. And, was able to talk to me about, okay, so this is what you're doing. You have a book out, business, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, if you ever move out, okay, you have a friend who's an author in Atlanta, tell him about the Black Mall there, because there's bookshops, and Atlanta still has black bookstores on every corner, so it's a book that involves black people. You might want to do this. Very much on top of things. Very much master of his craft, very much on top of a lot of things going on in the world. Now, let me tell you how this actually happened. No, I was not on a date Thursday. On Thursday, I had one of those dinners that goes with my position as secretary of the board for the senior housing that I'm involved in. And he is our head of maintenance. And he came in, he got off work and saw me and said, oh, I'm just going to come on over here and sit by you. We had a lovely time sitting, chatting, and talking. It was a very nice thing. And yes, he's a blue-collar black man. But what I want you to pick up is that well-read, master of his craft, sparkling intelligence, and, of course, is talking about how he was like, I had to have my children, true Southern man, true Southern black man, an industrious Southern black man of the old cut. When I picked them up from school, I told them, be on the curb because I've got to get to this dinner. It was fun talking to him. Now, there's no possibility whatsoever that we're going to be married. That's already taken care of on his part. And there's no possibility, therefore, that he is going to, quote unquote, lead me. And that goes to our second video of the day. But the thing I want you to highlight is well read. He's developed his intelligence, he's developed his skill to a level of mastery. This man's level of skill has improved our property so much it is stupidly ridiculous. And of course, I can't get into any of that. But a master of his craft as a blue-collar man. Now, I already know these men exist because my dad was one. Does this mean you should marry a bus driver? No, I'm still not saying that. Like I said, I'm not considering this man for marriage. I am saying that men of mastery do exist everywhere and men of goodwill exist everywhere. And while there are necessities for precautions, a lot of times, and sometimes we don't want to take ownership of this. A lot of time it does have to do with being in a multicultural environment is important. See, when you have to make things work with different races of people, you have to step your game up. And black men who are willing to do that are finding their genius. I wish men like him were more common. I noted the behavior of many of his associates. And that goes to my next video, which is not as happy. But, just so that y'all know, for those of us that, I know I have some listeners that are like, don't care about our brethren at all. I get that. As a Christian, though, that can't be my position. So I got y'all in here. I did seriously sit there and have time. And, about 7, 8 years younger than me, which is really too young for what I'm looking for. But I'll talk in the next video about why there wouldn't have been much of a possibility there anyway. But it was just nice to meet a counterpart, a brother, a black man. Very different skills than I have, very different genius than I have, but able to connect around mastery, creativity, service, care for the community. It's just nice to have that happen. And if y'all do see that I end up being with a black man, just know that I'll be the type that it is. Alright, that's video 1. Here comes video 2, however, it's not as nice.